Hello and welcome back. These are the cards from the last story that I'm just going to go ahead and put in here. I like to do it on camera so that way you can see that if a card comes out, then it was literally supposed to come out. I did add a few cards. I was able to pencil in a few cards last night, which is nice. Well, actually very early this morning. I need to change my schedule. The cards that were penciled in are available on my other YouTube channel. And that channel was placed on the community post page, probably somewhere in the very beginning of the channel. If you are so interested, it is called Sage Alley Creates. The intention of that channel is not only to share my progression with these cards, but it's also to hopefully get other artistic people who want to meet for time to create together once the channel is able to become live, so that way we can all kind of hold each other responsible and be able to sit down and actually do the art. Sometimes when you're watching other people do art, it might inspire you enough in order to get your own art supplies out and to sit down and work on some art. I know sometimes I would watch workout channels for that reason. I would watch workout channels hoping that it would inspire me to want to get out and start working out. As silly as it sounds. Did it work? No, it did not. So I'm going to take each of these groups of cards and I'm going to shuffle them within themselves. Each time I get all, oh my gosh. So I'm going to shuffle those that way. I guess I'll shuffle these in here. Take half of those and half of these. It's the top. Taking the top to the bottom. And the top to the bottom. I'm wanting to mix them again, but I'm feeling these cards right here. Okay, so I've got the bottom of the deck happening here with the Red Rover. Red Rover, someone is definitely trying to pull someone over to their side of things, maybe to see things their way. I guess we could use this as splitting the deck and see what's on the front side of this. I'll take one from this bottom and the top, and then one from this other bottom here. So we've got someone monitoring this female seahorse. The female seahorse takes her eggs and she places them into the male seahorse, whom she will mate for life with. Unless he becomes ill, then she will take off and find someone else. But she'll put her eggs into the male seahorse so that way he can incubate those and give birth to those babies. If, as I said, he is falling ill or sick, she will leave and find another mate, because the whole purpose for her is to mate with this male in order to procreate and create more life. So there could be a female in the midst who is maybe just with someone else in order to procreate or to sustain her ability to live the life that she wants to live. And this male could be, considering he's not out on the table at this moment, he could be ill, so she's off looking for a new mate somewhere. Otherwise, she's looking over at this drone and watching it maneuver over the skies in order to locate or find. I guess she's out finding something, right? She's looking at it. She's trying to find something else. Maybe she's trying to find another person to come on over to her team or to see things her way. I do not know. We've got the Beaver Dam card here. I'm going to have to draw that one in just because I'm kind of tired of seeing it that way. The beaver is a hard worker. The beaver's instinct is to create dams in order to stop the water flow, and the water flow in symbolism, the water symbolizes emotions. So someone could be trying to stop the flow of emotions at this point. Maybe trying to stop an emotional situation from happening or occurring. Definitely trying to block some kind of situation. Someone could be trying to block someone from living and moving past their fear. Maybe they're trying to block someone from finding love or experiencing love or being love. We've got our busy bee on the other side. So someone is a busy bee trying to find some kind of means in order to block somebody from facing their fear. The busy bee also protects the queen bee. They go out and they pollinate the flowers, just like we had the seahorse from pollinating. Maybe someone is trying to block someone from following their true path, and there's the meant for success in their life. Maybe someone is supposed to have a carefree lifestyle, and they're supposed to be successful in business and able to create for themselves. We've got celebrate. They're trying to hinder them on their path of celebration and success, and trying to perhaps starve them out. This is the skeleton card that was added. There's going to be like a monster, a little small monster edition deck that's going to go to the main deck. If you wanted to buy it separately, it will be separate. So we've got the skeleton. It's also bringing me to the Day of the Dead, the holiday that is known in the Spanish traditions. I don't know if that's just in Mexico that they do that. I'm sorry, I'm kind of inept at the particulars on that. Skeleton. Someone is starved halfway. Someone is covering or uncovering something. Someone is cozy. Someone is halfway in, halfway out. Maybe someone, again, is depriving someone of a celebration. Missing. There's a chip here. Something is broken. I know in, I want to say it's the Japanese culture that if they have a broken plate, that they'll repair it, and they'll repair it with gold in between. So it's like, yes, the plate was broken, but look how beautiful it is now because it's repaired and it's got all those vines of gold going through it. But you know, I always use the analogy. It's like when you have a relationship with somebody and it's destroyed by disrespect. It's like a plate that's been broken. It's like, regardless if you glue that plate back together, that relationship will never be the same. This plate will never be the same because it's always going to show signs that it was broken. Now, granted, if you use the right materials and it gives more strength to the plate, you know, or maybe after the plate is made, being infused by gold, it's more of a centerpiece or a focal point. something that is looked at and admired for its beauty versus the whole disrespect being remembered behind it. It could have even been an accidental breaking, but all in all, it was something that was whole and now it is broken. It could be missing a piece. There could be a piece of information being missed here. Again, with the skeleton, there's something missing there. The rest of the body and the muscle structure is not there. It's just a skeleton. I'm thinking about like a skeleton crew when somebody is scheduled to work the skeleton crew. Interesting. I don't know what I'm going to call this card. Like missing, broken, aftermath. I'm not too sure. Put it in the comment section if you have an opinion on it. That would be awesome. Then we've got our jumpers. People who are jumping and landing on faith. Or they're just jumping ahead, they could be jumping ahead of a story. They could be jumping and landing somewhere with no kind of concern of where it is that they do land. Because grasshoppers and crickets do that, right? It's also grasshoppers and crickets are a sign of, I want to say prosperity, taking the leap of faith, abundance, and courage to take a leap of faith forward. Forward moving, intuition, patience, encouragement to overcome fear and trust your journey rather than staying stuck. Taking a leap into the unknown. So even though you're blocked, you may want to just jump over that blockage. And it's catty corner to this other one facing your fear. Whoops, I wanted to take it off the top. I guess I'm going to take it off the top. We've got our siren, who could be the person who is involved in the whole beaver dam, considering beavers have been insinuated to be a female as well. I'm parched. Funny that I'm parched when the siren's coming out. And we had the siren symbol in our last story. The siren is someone who uses their sound, their song, their vocabulary, their speech in order to lure somebody in. Sailors, people out on boats and cruise ships and whatnot, they say that they've heard, well, I don't know if they say that they've heard, but it has been said that they can hear a sound in the distance and it causes them to want to jump into the water. And once that person jumps into the water, I mean, it's like, do you think that the siren's going to let you go and come back to the boat? I mean, I've never heard of anyone who, it's usually the bystanders that will tell the tale of what had happened to that person and why they went disappearing. I mean, who's to say that maybe even sharks aren't able to make that kind of sound? I don't know. But it's interesting that we do have this siren person, and then we have that red rover card, which is also a red rover, send Billy right over, right? So someone's still trying to get someone to come over to their side and to come to their side of seeing things. Regardless of facing the fear. Maybe someone's trying to elicit fear into somebody in order to have them come over to their side and maybe be a part of whatever it is that they want them to be a part of, versus going towards working hard and being able to celebrate something. Cracked, halfway cracked. Even though there's something missing, something's halfway cracked to making that leap into the unknown. We've got the rodent card, a little collectors of things. They're also facing their fears. They take jumps. I saw a squirrel the other day. First of all, squirrels, I have seen them antagonizing pets with nobody's business. It's like they know that the pet is going to get upset or get riled up, and they'll go and purposely go and try to gather things that are around that pet that they know that gets riled up. Also, I saw a squirrel jump from a tree onto another tree from probably like 4 feet away, 3 feet away from it. And it just knew that it was going to take that leap and that it was going to land where it wanted to go with no fear. Just took that leap. And that's right on the other side of this jumper. Maybe there's a siren that's going to take a leap into, in with no fear, trying to push her narrative or their narrative. Where there's one mouse, there's probably a dozen mice, right? And they're very destructive. Rats, little pack rat, are known for collecting things, little trinkets along the way, and so are mermaids. Someone is very bitter about the things that have been collected. Someone is bitter about somebody's lack of fear and jumping into the unknown and taking the next step towards their dreams. Someone is bitter about that. We've got the feather. Sorry about the dog. Spiritual messages, truth and justice, a tickling along the surface. Oh, skeletons are deep, right? They're at the center of everything. That's interesting. We don't have a bird card. We don't have a fan card. We don't have a hat card. Lightness of heart. Don't take things so seriously. It tickles when it goes on your skin, right? Maybe you're seeing feathers. We've got the bull card. Is also our Taurus card. Bulls are known to be stubborn. They're also, I can't believe I just forgot the word that I just said 2 minutes ago. Antagonized. When there is a, the guy with the red cape. I don't know his name. But he kind of antagonizes the bull, and the bull was antagonized before the bull came out of the holding cell to come out and to go against this person with the red cape. Also, the bull in the china shop, which is interesting because we've got this broken plate here. So there could be somebody who is halfway to being that bull in the china shop that is actually on its way halfway to its point of knocking some things over. Cabin could have something to do with a cabin, a second home, a vacation, the woods of some sort, isolation, needing a break. Simplicity, a place to hike. It needs a peaceful environment. Retreat. Solitude and shelter. Self-reliance and a connection to the natural world. Tauruses are also an earth sign, so could have to deal with earthly matters. We've got the owl card coming out again. Someone who is there watching behind the scenes. A predator, hunts at night, nocturnal. Maybe doing things at night. Juggling. This is the shush card, and it's a little bit sinister. I have 2 shush cards in the deck. This one is a bit sinister. So someone could be juggling sinister activities and wanting someone to be quiet about them. Do not say anything. It's almost like threatening in a certain sort of way. Considering they're bitter, it's like, I do not want you talking about that. They don't want to be seen. This is the chameleon card. They don't want to be seen being a donkey, another stubborn animal. Also, a jacka.s.s. That's why his behind is showing. Someone doesn't want to see their donkey behaviors exposed. Do not talk about it. This is the taco card. I didn't finish drawing it in pencil because I didn't want the lettuce and the cheese to be marked with the pencil, because you can't erase the pencil once it's on there underneath color. So this is someone, a taco is a female. A taco derives from Mexico. It is also mostly eaten in Sweden and Norway, so it could have something to do with that culture. Also, the areas of California and Texas are important. It is also meaning halfway or middle, so that is here in the halfway card. Someone could be playing both sides in this situation, and it also pertains to prayer. Thanksgiving, each letter attributes to something as far as, and I believe this is in the Catholic faith, as far as thanksgiving, adoration, confession, praying for others, and also praying for your own concerns, the self. There is a very expensive taco out there, $25,000. It does have very expensive ingredients as far as like maybe truffle and stuff like that. That's an expensive taco. Someone's feeling like a jacka.s.s. We've got the blueberry, someone who is very entitled. This is the golden ticket card. All those are going to be golden tickets behind from the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie. The child was being very entitled and bratty, and so he turned the child into a blueberry, and then they were asked to leave the premises. It is also an antioxidant type of berry. So it does have some value in that. I mean, maybe they learn their lesson after they are turned into a blueberry. But it has, I'm sure it's a female there. We've got the siren up there. It's probably the siren that's being turned into a blueberry, so to speak. We've got the hoot hoot underneath the owl who doesn't say anything. So the hoot hoot, in this case, a very wise individual who waited to speak, is now ready to say something. They're ready to say hoot hoot. And then we've got our having to pay for what was done card. This is the ancient spirit of all spirits who's just had enough, and they're coming to collect. Whether that be on the negative side of things or the positive side of things. I'm assuming it's the negative side of things, considering all of these cards, the majority of them are all black and white. None of them have the color. And it was the Most High that added all the color to things, right? It's a very black and white situation in this case, in this storyline. And it's about to be dealt with. No more juggling. It's under the juggling card. You've been juggling this for way too long. Time to bridge that gap. We've got the bridge card. This one was newly penciled as well. We're crossing over some kind of threshold. We're crossing over too many boundaries. We're trying to bridge the gap probably in what was done. There's just unfair advantages or disadvantages going on in this scenario. I tried to make this look like the U.S. states, and then this one looked like Africa. Trying to bridge the divide in some kind of regard. We've got the brackets. Interesting. It's very similar to that card. Brackets are info not essential to the main point, categorized to enclose, information separated from context, a similar situation or limits, and it's right there next to a similar situation card. We've got the SOS, someone trying to reach out for assistance or help, or someone needs help in order to cross these thresholds, in order to maybe cross from one side to the other. Though we've got the Red Rover card, trying to come from one side to the other. Maybe someone is very earthbound and they're trying to be more spiritual. Perhaps they need help doing that. Perhaps there's just some kind of blockage that someone is trying to cross over